I'm Joe Moglia. I'm the head football coach at Coastal Carolina, and this is going to be my 20th season now in football, but it's actually the 4th season this time around. And for me to be the head coach of Coastal is an incredible honor for me. And at the end of the day, as much as I enjoy the strategic part of the game and putting together an entire program, what really touches my heart is the impact that you ultimately have on 18 to 22-year-olds. And helping an 18 to 22-year-old boy become a man is something that provides greater satisfaction, I think, than almost any other field of endeavor. Yeah, I was born and raised in New York City, immigrant parents. My father was born in Italy, never finished 8th grade. Mom born in Ireland, never finished high school. Two of my very best friends got killed when I was in high school. One died of a drug overdose. One was killed by the police robbing a liquor store. Had I not been playing high school football, I would have probably been with the guy robbing a liquor store. So for me, I wound up getting married young and having a family, and I wound up going to Fordham University in the Bronx, and I supported my wife and child and put myself through school. I had the opportunity in season at my sophomore, junior, senior year to actually coach during the season, the high school level, and I really loved that. So I majored in economics, but I pursued a career in football. So I wound up coaching for 16 years. We turned 2 high school programs around. We set national records at Lafayette. I was defensive coordinator at Dartmouth for 3 years. We won 2 Ivy League championships. I've written a book on football. I authored 11 articles published in national coaching journals. Then I had the opportunity, I was going through a divorce, I had 4 kids, and had the opportunity to join the staff at Miami when they won the national championship, but my kids were going to live in New Hampshire, so I didn't quite know how I could do my job as a coach if I couldn't live up to my responsibility as a father, and I wound up turning down that job, and in turning down that job, I realized I had to get out of football. So I wound up several months later in the MBA training program at Merrill Lynch. There were 26 of us, 25 MBAs and 1 football coach. And pretty much everybody thought this football guy's never going to make it there, but that wasn't the case. A few years later, those MBAs were working for me. I'm incredibly proud of the career I had at Merrill Lynch at the beginning of 2001. After the dot-com bubble had exploded, Ameritrade was having some difficulty. They did a national search for a CEO. I went out there. I was their CEO and I moved. We married in '95 and moved my family from New York City to Omaha, Nebraska. 2008, when the world is literally blowing up, we have financial Armageddon in the United States, around the world. We had our 6th record year in a row. We outperformed every other financial firm in the world. I thought it was a time to pull the trigger on my own succession. So we announced that summer that I would step down. The board asked me if I would become chairman. I'm still chairman of the board of TD Ameritrade. I'm honored to do that. And then there were a lot of opportunities that were opening up for me. And then I got a phone call from a group of alumni associated with Yale telling me at the end of the 2008 season there was a decent chance that job might be open. Would I be interested? And I said, you guys understand I have a coach for over 20 years. And they said, yeah, but we've done our homework and we think we know the skill sets that are required of a head college football coach. Joe, frankly, you've got those, just it's never happened before they asked you to the NCAA. I thought about that the next several months and realized at this point in my life, the thing that I thought I would be best at and get the greatest satisfaction from was going back to football. So I made the decision to do that. In 2009 and 2010, I worked with the staff at Nebraska. In 2011, I was head coach of the United Football League, and this year I've got the opportunity to be part of Coastal. You sorry you asked that question now? If you think more in terms of kind of the parallels between football or sports and the business world, in both cases you have to have a mission. In both cases you have to have a strategy that you can execute. In both cases, the most important decisions you make are on people. At Coastal Carolina, our mission is to put a team on the field that the community of Coastal is going to be proud of. At TD Ameritrade, it was how do we bring financial literacy to every family in this country? It's about organization. It's about handling yourself under pressure. At the business world, your priorities are your clients, your shareholders, and your employees. In the world of football, it's your players, your coaches, and your fans. At the end of the day, in the business world, you still get evaluated based on the results you do and the market share you develop and your ability to be able to sustain growth and long-term earnings. In the world of football, it's to what extent are you competitive with your program relative to the schedule that you've got to play, and over time, you've got to be able to win. We were brought in because the ultimate expectation is that we will compete for a national championship. So I've often said I was really a far better business guy because of my 16 years originally as a football coach. You know, I think I think I'm a better head football coach because of my experience in the business world. The I think Coastal is in one of the more beautiful settings in the country, and you're right near the ocean. You've got a great climate. The people have been incredibly warm and inviting, and I think, frankly, as we look at our recruiting scale, I think there'll be a lot of student athletes that are interested in a great education and want to compete one day for a national championship that might enjoy that type of climate as well. So it's always been an area of the country that my family's enjoyed. My mother-in-law and sister-in-law actually live in South Carolina, and my brother just recently moved there. So it's a great spot, and we're fortunate to be there. Yeah, I think you always have to have a template in effect for your systems, your offense, defense, kicking game. But at the end of the day, you got to be able to take that system and adapt it to the strengths of your people. That's what you've got to be able to do. So we're going to run a combination spread offense with a downhill running game, play action, and perimeter attack off of that. We will have specific concepts and reads. And hopefully those reads will make the quarterback's job easier, not more complex, but we'll be able to take advantage of something that the defense might give us. Defensively, we're going to operate base out of a 4-2-5, but we'll have the ability to show odd fronts as well. We will not hesitate to be aggressive with regards to our attack package, but we will do a good job of trying to make sure we're disguising our coverages, whether 2 deep to 3 deep, whether we're going to man to zone, zone back to man, etc. And we're not going to be afraid to move our front around. From a kicking game, that's really, if we need a differentiator, we've got to be able to find it there. So our specialists have to be sound, fundamentally sound and consistent, and we've got to be able to think a little bit outside the box. So we're doing something with the kicking game that forces other teams to prepare inordinately more for what we might be able to do. Then we can't be afraid to do that or execute it. I don't know if we're going to do anything differently from what other people do. I know we're going to do what we're comfortable with. So we will play the game and call the game similar to what our preparation is that week. In terms of just kind of the warm-ups and the routine for the game, that'll be stuff that we will have already gone through before we even get to game day. So I think for game day, what really matters, both on the part of the coaches as well as on the part of the players, you've worked hard, you prepared well, you are well prepared. Now let's just go out there, work hard, give it 100% of what we've got, and do the very, very best we can, and hopefully that translates into victory for us. Well, number one, the fact that David's able to play this year is a blessing as far as we're concerned. Number one. Number two, he's got great skills as far as his ability to be able to catch the ball. He's also aggressive in terms of his ability to be able to block. So for us, when you have a weapon like that, you've got to be able to incorporate him into the system. One of the first things that I think David would say as far as his own performance goes is that the fact that we've got pretty good skilled people around him allows us to mix it up enough so it's difficult to be able to focus just in on David. So if you've got a one-on-one situation with a guy like David against somebody else, that's usually a battle that we think we've got a pretty good shot at being able to win. So we will do a good job, I think, at taking advantage of his talents, and I think he's already done a great job of playing a significant leadership role with regard to the team. Now, God willing, he stays healthy and he has the best season he's ever had in his career, and hopefully he's able to play at the next level next year. Okay, my name is Joe Moglia. I'm the head football coach of Coastal Carolina. We're getting ready to start the 2012 season. We recognize it's one of the toughest schedules in the history of the school, and our mission for our team is simply to put a team on the field that all of our fans and all of the members of our university, frankly, are going to be proud of. Now, we know that's got to translate into wins, but at the end of the day, that also means we're going to give you 100% effort, and there's nobody on our team who's going to take a snap off. We're looking forward to the start of the season.